What's going on, y'all? Do you have a 2011 Chevy Silverado with a stripped oil pan bolt? Man, it's a headache, I'll tell you. I went to do the oil change. Pull this fucker out. When I pull the bolt out, you see the bolt, the threads are all chewed up. And then you can see I pulled out some threads. So it looked like to me like somebody repaired it, stripped it out before I bought the truck, and repaired it. So this came out with the bolts, or with the bolt. So I didn't want to put another one of these in. Did a lot of research on it. It's not the best. So I went a better route, and it was actually even cheaper. This whole little kit to put this shit in was about 60 bucks, 65 bucks at O'Reilly's. And I went ahead and bought this kit on Amazon for about 35 bucks. And what it does is, it's for your oil pan and it'll rethread your threads. So this is an M12, and I believe the thread was 1.75, and that's what I pulled out of the truck. So I had to go bigger than an M12, but in order for them to put this M12 in there, they drilled the hole bigger so they could put these threads in there. So I went ahead and tried the M13, didn't work. The M14 didn't work, but let me see if I could find it right there. See if I could get that to focus. M15 by 1.5. This one fit right in there perfect. So what you're gonna need is this tap. You could just buy it alone if you'd like, but it's an M15 by 1.5. And if you bought the kit, it comes with all sorts of options for the oil pan bolts. You got different sizes, all the way up to this kit came with, I believe, a 22, M22 by 1.5. But I used the M15. Okay, so that's what you're gonna use if you're in my boat. M15 by 1.5. So what you're gonna do is, it's literally all you're gonna need is this tap, an oil pan bolt. I used it, a magnet to get the original bolt off. I used a size 15 to get it off. So that's probably what you're gonna use if you're in the same boat as me. To put the new bolt on, the one that came in the kit at least, it has a head. There it is, 19. It's a 19 socket wrench. And then I couldn't find no M15 washers, so it comes with washers, but I wasn't gonna use them. So I went ahead and bought some other ones, and you can see what I used out of it. It was very simply two things out of it. I used it out of this one. It was that copper one with the rubber O-ring inside, and then that blue one. I put the copper one on first, and then the blue one over the copper. But what I did to start it off, well, obviously is all you're gonna need: some engine degreaser, these washers, the tap, the new oil pan bolt, sockets, and a magnet. You want a little head magnet. Let me get up under here. So, there it is. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna take this little tap, and you're gonna start working it as far as you can by hand in there until it'll stop. You want to try to get in there as straight as possible though. And you just keep turning it clockwise. If it binds up, back out a little bit and go right back in. I would bring it out after maybe every 6 turns just to get the shavings off of it. And then I'd just go back in until I felt it punctured all the way through. I got the threads everywhere I wanted it. And once I did that, what I did was I took this little retractable magnet, bought it at AutoZone. I believe it was like $2-3 bucks, and it expands, retracts. And all I did was I started at the beginning, put it barely penetrating, and then I tried to get all the shavings right there in the threads, pull it out, wipe it off on a microfiber, put it back in, do it again. Probably spent like a good 15 minutes doing this, trying to get as much as I can out. And then what I did was I went to the top and I put 5 quarts of oil, but I only did 1 quart at a time to try to drain as much of the shavings out. And then once I did quart at a time, I would come back under here and try to get anything out what I can with this magnet. And then I'd go back up top, do another quart, let it drain, and then I try to pull this out. I'd also try to assist it by putting the magnet under and trying to drag it this way. So I did that all the way up to 5 quarts, and by 3 quarts, I mean, I didn't see no shavings no more, absolutely nothing. But I still did the other 2 to be safe. And I came down, put the bolt in, fit in there right nice and snug. I mean, that motherfucker is on there good. I like it fitting better than the other one. Bigger head, bigger everything. I've already turned the truck on. I had it running for a while. All this shit is degreaser and oil stains. I came under here and sprayed everything because I was going through about 1 quart of oil a month. I mean, I was losing 1 quart of oil a month just by dripping. And while it was dripping under here, while I was driving, it was getting all over everything. Everything was caked up, dirt and grime and shit. So I had to hit everything with a degreaser. But yeah, ended up going back up top. I mean, I closed all this off, put the oil filter on, went up top, put 5 quarts, let it run, and not a drip. Not a fucking drip. I fixed it. About 35 bucks. Say about 40 bucks and you get some change back and fix this motherfucker. So, for all y'all that are having this issue, that's gonna be your best bet. Hope I helped somebody. Have a blessed one.